and welcome to this very special episode of Anarchy in the Ukulele, where Paul Mansell, this is your life.
Oh, awesome.
Born Friday, April the 13th, 1953.
1953! Close enough. Close enough.
Born Friday... Pablo, take it seriously, please.
Oh.
Born Friday the 13th of April, 1973, in Cambridgeshire, because he wouldn't be any more specific than that.
He doesn't know.
No, I do. It's,
Paul was
He
a
was left out on a step somewhere.
large baby.
I don't think I was a large baby. I think I was...
Shall we just get into this properly, maybe? Put your book away.
There is a box
I get
as well.
given this at the end, though,
Yeah,
right?
Okay,
yeah,
wait.
at the end, yeah. So, this is Paul's ukulele journey.
Oh, did I get the wrong?
Yeah, you got the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Because we did our ukulele journeys.
I thoroughly enjoyed them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we quite enjoyed filming them.
Yeah.
I rattled on for ages, didn't I, Bongo Boy? Mm-hmm. I literally, mine was about an hour and a half cut down. Even when I watch it now, I cringe because I'm doing it quite seriously.
And I play piano, and I play trumpet, and I play guitar, and I play ukulele. 10 minutes later, and I play triangle.
I was just showing off.
I
But you did
studied
compliment me
percussion
in
at the
that.
Royal
did compliment
Institute of
you in
Percussion.
And that's rare.
I did
That's
compliment
rare.
you. Know. So, yeah, this is Paul's ukulele journey. Go.
When did it begin? When did you first touch a ukulele?
2015. I do actually know the date because I wrote it down.
You'd never touched a ukulele before that, ever?
No, I'd never touched one until 2015.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then a friend of mine, Alex, a good friend of mine,
Shout out to Alex.
shout out to Alex, he sent me a picture. I think he was by the seaside and he was in a music shop and he sent me a picture of a ukulele saying, ever played one of these?
Was it because of your tiny hands?
Might have been, yeah. I don't know why he sent it to me, actually. I should ask him that. And I thought, oh, that looks interesting. So I ordered a cheap Macala Dolphin.
Had you heard of ukulele?
I was
Could you
aware of their
spell
work.
it?
We've established that there's certain things in life that you've never heard of that everyone else in the world has heard of. So
A
you had heard of it.
Sharpie?
Right, just
What
checking.
did we say yesterday that you
Don't
had
know,
no
there was
idea
something
about?
yesterday you had no idea about either. But anyway, yeah, go on, carry
But
on.
you played guitar already, did you?
I played guitar, so
Okay.
I played guitar since the age of 15 years and 9 months.
Okay.
That's
You
very
wanted-
specific.
He wouldn't tell me where in Cambridgeshire he was born, but he knows exact dates.
So right,
Yeah.
let's go right back to the beginning then.
Yeah.
So, what got you into music? Was it playing guitar? Was that the first?
No, what got me into music was like a lot of people, my parents' record collection. So I had a record player in my bedroom, one of them ones where you could stack records. So maybe I was 1953.
I don't understand.
So you could stack records, it played one, and then it flipped the next one and played that.
Stop
So
it.
almost like a jukebox.
Like a
That
jukebox,
sounds very
yeah.
technologically advanced.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
And the main records that I played were...
You had money.
Well,
Your mum and dad had money.
Yeah. The Byrds, the Beatles and Del Shannon. So that was kind of what got me into music.
Okay.
But I didn't actually touch an instrument until 15 years and 9 months.
So that's quite late, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
like lots of people do stuff going through school.
Yeah.
You just weren't interested at that point, or
Didn't have the ability?
yeah. It just never came on my radar to play. And I certainly couldn't have taught myself. I'm nowhere near talented enough to do that. So I definitely needed lessons. And yeah, I regret not... Well, in some ways I regret not starting earlier. Because I think if I'd started earlier, I'd have been better. But at the same time, I think because I started late, it was what I wanted to do. I knew straight away I found my thing. That I really got into it quickly and sort of inadvertently.
so what
got on with it.
made you take up that first guitar?
A friend of mine had lessons at school, and that sort of made it quite easy. I just went home to my parents and said, I want to play the guitar. So I loved guitar music. At that stage, I was a bit into kind of like Dire Straits and stuff like that. And the teacher at school, Keith Learmouth, he taught classical guitar. And when you first start, you haven't got a clue what the difference
And
is.
here he is, Keith's here.
That'd be nice. That would be really nice. And he was a fantastic teacher. And, I mean, I think when you start, you first want to play electric. Everybody wants to play electric, but I started on classical. So then I learned for 2 years at school because I only had lower sixth and upper sixth left at school. So I learned for those 2 years at school.
Cool.
What was the first piece that you could like properly play? Can you remember?
Yeah, I can. Funny enough, I can remember all the pieces that I played early because
mine was Wipeout.
Really? Mine was all classical stuff, and I now teach all that stuff. I teach what I learn, and oddly, your memory changes as you get older. But I can still play most of the pieces I learnt when I was 16, whereas now I learn a piece and I forget it within an hour. As you've noticed,
I don't know. There's some that you seem to remember every time you play.
Just one.
Yeah. So I played until I was 18, or had lessons till I was 18, and then went off to uni to do something completely
What was the
different.
first piece? You didn't answer my question.
Well, probably Spanish dance was probably the first piece. I remember that piece from. I learnt with the Guitarist Way books by Peter Nuttall, and they're awesome books. Who happen to live in the same town as me. I can still remember those pieces.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then, so were you in bands? You were in bands. And stuff as well, weren't you?
Yeah. So I joined bands probably not until I was about 18. Really, I was in a band called the Palins, actually, and that was.
Have we got pictures of these that we can?
I don't know if there's pictures of the Palins actually.
If we find any pictures of Paul in bands and stuff, we'll put them up.
But then I was kind of like in bands until my 30s, really. Quite a few. Loved doing that.
Quite recently, then.
Yeah, just till last week.
I was going to say quite a long time ago.
Mainly sort of indie bands. Mainly actually, for a couple of them, I was a singer. Hard to believe, but the sort of second main band I was in, which was called Telemes Pele, was me and... do you know what that name comes from? There was a bloke, there was a football manager, his star player. He went to head a ball.
Is he explaining who Pele is to us?
No,
even I know who Pele is.
Telemes Pele. The star player went to head a ball and he hit the goalpost and he got concussion. So they carried him off and they said to the manager, we can't put him back on, he doesn't know who he is. So the manager said, well, tell him he's Pele and put him back on. So it was worth it, wasn't it?
It was.
That's good.
Bad story.
So that was the name of that band. And that was just me and schoolmates.
Was he all right?
I'm not sure Paul knows, but
yeah, I think he was okay.
He got his memory back.
I think he was okay. But you know what it's like when you form bands with schoolmates, no one wants to sing. So I just ended up singing, so I did it, not because I can sing, but just because I was happy to do it.
Did you write your own stuff or you played covers?
No, we wrote all our own stuff.
Can you remember anything? Can you sing us a little line?
I'm not going to sing you any of it, but yeah, I can remember most of them, to be honest. Yeah, they sort of stick with you. When you're playing them at that age, they stick in your memory a little bit.
What were they about?
I don't know really. I think when I'm not much of a lyricist really. Yeah.
Diamond White and
yeah. I don't know. I think I always tried to be a bit sort of non-specific with my lyrics really.
Were they about like cups of tea really?
Things
you
like
were trying to pretend it was like sex, drugs and rock and roll, but it was more like
it was never
tea biscuits in an early night.
Yeah, it was never about that.
So how far did you get with classical guitar then? Because you are a classical guitarist.
Yeah, so classical guitar. Rumour has it.
Swearing.
Classical guitar got to grade 8, and that was quick. But I was really into it.
Yeah.
Because it was like I just found my thing, and I think my schoolwork suffered horrendously for it. I didn't do great in my A levels. Did well enough to go to uni, but only just. But I'd sort of music was my thing by then, you know.
But did you work as a classical guitarist?
No. I've done, I've done weddings and things like that, but it was never a profession as such. No, and I was sort of, although I'm a classical guitarist, by then I'd found rock and roll. And rock and roll had found me.
Yeah.
So I was more into the band thing and trying to make a go of the bands, but we never we had some close bites like a lot of people do, but never quite sort of crossed the finishing line with it. And then I had a real job.
He had a real job.
We know someone who was the pianist for Queen, and then he decided that Queen weren't going to go anywhere, so he left and joined another band.
Yeah, and history's littered with stuff like
History's littered with completely false stories like that, because that is not true at all.
What is it?
He was in a band, a 70s band that were doing really well, and they had a couple of hits in America. And this was before Freddie Mercury had joined Queen.
When they were called Smile.
Possibly, and they asked him to join as a keys player for them, and he turned them down because he said,
pretty much what I said.
My band's way big. You said that he was in Queen and he left. And so, and he said, my band's doing much better. I'm not interested.
I was
And I think it's a forever regret.
Yeah,
Well, it's probably not actually at all.
Very nearly in Shakespeare's Sister.
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting onto because you've told me that story before. Yeah,
probably too many times.
Yeah, I mean weekly.
Yeah,
just the phone
I mentioned
rings
it today,
and it's Paul.
Yeah, I did. I dined out on that story for quite a while, but it would have been a better story if I'd have actually got the job.
Yeah.
So, but that was fun, mate.
Yeah.
That.
Hold on, phone's ringing.
I'll get it. You never answer it. Hello, Anarchy in the Ukulele HQ. Abby speaking. How can I help you?
Is it for me?
Oh, it is for you. Yeah, I'll pass it over. Yeah, I know. He never answers the phone correctly. He just says hello, like he's talking to the plumber.
Hello. Hello. Oh, it's Shakespeare's brother. He says that never happened.
I don't think Shakespeare had a brother.
Don't think he had a sister either, actually, but there you go.
Anyway, it was supposed to be a short little gag,
and it failed.
Somebody,
I understood it. I just didn't.
Somebody
think it was
got
funny.
involved,
ruined it,
and removed it so far away from the conversation that we were having.
Yeah,
that it was ruined. Anyway, so Shakespeare's Sister, tell us.
A friend of mine. So this was back in the days.
Hold on, phone's ringing. No, it's not.
This was back in the days when bands advertised in like Melody Maker and NME if they wanted guitarists.
Abby doesn't know what they are.
No.
I know what NME is.
And
Melody
Shakespeare's-
Maker. Melody Maker sounds like a Ponzi version of NME. NME's still going.
You're probably not so far wrong, really.
Just still going. So Shakespeare's Sister put an advert out that they needed a new guitarist, and a friend of mine sent a tape of me playing, and they then phoned my mum up at home.
So rock and roll.
How old were you?
I was about 21, I think. And she phoned me at work and said, I just had Shakespeare's Sister's manager on the phone. I thought she was joking, but anyway, it turned out she wasn't. So I then went down to an audition at Crouch End in London, on the Church Recording Studios, which went really well. And then I went down for a second audition and didn't get it. They picked someone else. And then a week later, I saw him on Richard and Judy playing with them, actually, which was quite upsetting. But there you go. So
you could have been on Richard and Judy.
I could have been a big time.
But
I wouldn't be
but he
sitting here with
wasn't
you,
good
idiot.
enough.
But he wasn't good enough.
Only good enough for you people.
It wasn't like you turned it down or like you
Yeah.
missed the audition.
I should change that story to
Yeah.
oh yeah, I got drunk, didn't turn up.
Yeah.
And some other person got
that
it.
would have
That'd
been
be better.
better.
But
Yeah.
That
I
would have been better.
didn't hit the grade.
So we've done classical guitar.
Yeah.
We've done electric guitar.
We've done rock and roll.
The-
Done
rock
rock
and
and roll. Didn't you once told me that you'd then come away from it?
Yeah.
You weren't really playing. You
Yeah,
hadn't
so
done-
I had 10 years off. So
Yeah.
from
10 years
30,
off.
10 years off, yeah. I don't mean from life. I mean I just sat at home. I had 10 years off of the guitar. So
Were you cryogenically frozen?
I still am.
That's why you're so youthful.
Yeah, from 30 to 40, I didn't play at all. And I
Like you
don't
didn't
mean-
even touch a guitar.
Didn't touch a guitar.
See, that's it's bizarre, isn't it? Because I know
Yeah.
other people like that, but like you literally cannot put an instrument
Yeah,
down.
you're a literal
Playing all my
nightmare.
guitars this morning
Yeah.
while we've been busy working.
I'm making
He's
up for
sat
them
there
10
noodling.
years.
He's got ukuleles. He's been playing. He's not stopped since about
Yeah.
7 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. And I still don't, even though I'll
Yeah.
teach all day, I'll then play at night.
Like
as
if he
well.
had a ukulele in his hands now, you wouldn't be able to hear us because he'd be
Oh,
playing.
he's been noodling.
I've
away.
just been-
So it's a 10 years. Why?
Well, mainly
What?
because of the job I was doing. So I had an events company and we did an awful lot of physical work and events. And we worked long hours and it just wasn't conducive. You know, like if you're building something, your hands kind of like, they clam up a bit, don't they?
Yeah.
And we were working in the cold all day and I was just so busy. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to put that aside. And the bands had sort of come to an end anyway. So I was sort of a bit too old to make it in a rock and roll band by then. So I just put it to one side for 10 years, which was weird.
It happens, doesn't it? I mean, I had a period that wasn't dissimilar. It wasn't 10 years, but
Yeah.
where you don't fit time for it. But it's weird
Yeah.
when it's something that you absolutely love doing.
Yeah, I still listen to a lot of music and that,
Yeah.
but I just didn't touch
So
a
people
guitar.
are watching and they want to do things. You gotta pick it up,
Yeah.
get back into it. So
Yeah.
so your friend then sent you a picture of a ukulele.
So what actually happened, so we sold the events company and I had nothing to do. So I didn't have a job or anything. So I then picked up the guitar again and I kind of thought, you know what, I think I might do a bit of teaching because I'd got the sort of grades and that, and thought, oh yeah, that'd be okay. And the friend who sent me the ukulele said, oh, do some teaching. So I started doing a bit of guitar teaching, and then the picture of the ukulele dropped into my inbox. So bought.
So you ran straight out.
You make this ukulele sound like, I don't know.
What?
Was it a picture of the ukulele that you then bought?
A very attractive lady dropped into your inbox and I was interested.
A ukulele DM'd me.
Yeah. The ukulele swiped right on me.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
So I ordered one on eBay, and it arrived a couple of days later, and then my sort of descent into ukulele madness was pretty quick, actually. From picking up the ukulele 8 months later, I took a diploma on the ukulele, and so that was with VCM, Victoria College of Music. But as soon as I got the ukulele, I kind of picked it up, and it's as you know, it's pretty similar to the guitar, but I quickly.
Ooh.
Well, playing technique.
We're sorry,
is
ukulele
really,
fans.
It's an easy conversion, isn't it? If you can play a guitar, it's easy to pick a ukulele up. And I quickly sort of started playing classical stuff on it, and worked out that there weren't many people doing that. I could only really at the time think of Tony Mizzen doing it, and I just rapidly got into it, and then sort of started teaching it. And within a short period, I had as many ukulele students as guitar.
Oh wow!
Which was pretty quick, really.
Yeah, and your students, they're kind of from all over the place, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mostly adult students. Is that right?
Mostly adults. Yeah, I predominantly teach adults, but
yeah, even though the tag was removed, I mean.
Yeah. The tag was for people in general, not just. So it's mainly adults. I do teach some children, but yeah, with the advent of COVID. I started teaching online. I don't know. It didn't sound right when I said that. With the added bonus of COVID, I started teaching online. So now, I've got students in Australia, Canada, America, all over really.
And how do they find you?
I don't know. I always wonder.
But it's interesting, isn't it? How you end up with a student in Canada. What have they?
I think so. Hi, Brenda. I think Brenda found me. I think she potentially bought my book. So quite a few people have sort of bought the book and then look you up, and a lot of, I think they've got a couple in America. Rex, how did you find me? He's in Arizona.
Let us know.
Comment in the comments if you found Paul.
Yeah. What went wrong in your life that you ended up finding me?
Well, we just found him at our door one day.
Yeah, it's still here.
Like a dog scratching to get in.
So I think a lot of people have the book and find me, or I guess they just Google me, or a few people have said you were recommended to us or whatever. So various ways.
So ukulele. So you got a ukulele. It was all about you playing and then teaching. Yeah. But then you've kind of got a ukulele career now. Yeah.
So that's where you guys come in.
You're welcome.
You ruined it. So I quickly realised that I could play classical stuff on the ukulele, and I put it all into a book. So I was just arranging classical pieces on the ukulele, and I put it into a book just for my students. And then I thought, I don't know why I thought this, but I thought I'll send it to a publisher, not thinking it would sort of have any legs. So I sent it to 3 publishers. I sent it to Berkeley. I sent it to Jim Beeloff, which is Jumping Flea Music, who had done Tony Mizzen's book, and I sent it to you guys. And I can't remember. I think I'd found a ukulele book that you had published.
Yeah, we did publish a few, but we're the only ones that were interested.
No, you weren't, funnily enough.
And it wasn't even us, was it?
You. No, it was Dave at the time.
It wasn't us. It was somebody who knew nothing.
Yeah, someone.
I think we probably would have turned it down.
Yeah. Jim Beeloff turned it down, although he was very kind. He sent me an email saying, "It's a great book, Paul, but I'm not doing any more ukulele books, but good luck with it and push it." Which
quite a good reason for turning it down.
Yeah, and
what books was he doing called Jumping Flea Music? I mean, he's not doing ukulele books.
He'd stopped doing classical ones.
Bandolele and guitarolele.
Well, he'd done, I think, 3 books with Tony by that stage. Right. Berkeley did get back to me and said, yes, we're interested, come and have a meeting, as did you guys.
Did you meet with Berkeley?
No, because I arranged to meet with you guys, and what really, I mean, a lot of things excited me about you guys, but Dave was a nice chap, and also he was willing to do the album. And I was still at that stage, recording studio. I mean, now it's just dull. No, it's not. I still love coming here. But at the time, it was like, wow, to go into a proper recording studio. And I met you, and that didn't put me off, surprisingly.
You loved us.
So, yeah, I didn't take the Berkeley one any further. I immediately jumped in with you, and that was how Classical Ukulele, the book, was born, which was effectively, it was just the book that I had done at home, and then you guys knocked it into some shape. Because at the time, I don't think I knew that much about, scoring music out and that. And, I'm still...
I mean, I remember the book.
And you didn't.
You didn't know anything.
But I also have very, very simple software at the time. I've got better software now. But
I just remember some of the bars not having enough beats.
Really? Only some of them. Only some of them, yeah.
So, there's not enough beats in this, but there's too many. It was one of the...
Yeah. I always found it weird you were bothered about that. You'll be pleased to hear the software I use now, Guitar Pro, it forces you to have the right number of beats.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It's actually a really good way of learning to do it, because I have got a lot better at it. I'm still not brilliant.
Doesn't help you playing, does it?
Definitely not. But it does force you to sort of get it right. So now I'm sort of a lot.
So how many books? You've got a number of books now, haven't you?
So I've done Classical Uke. Then we did, I think it was Ukulele School next, wasn't it? Which
is a
tutorial for
primary school tutor book.
That was good fun. You and Fern sang on that, so that was really good fun. Then we did Ukulele, which was really good fun with Tony Mizzen. And
that is a phenomenal name, isn't it, for a ukulele duet?
I
don't know who came up with
brilliant. That. It's such a good name, isn't it? That, in a bizarre way, I'm sort of most proud of that book, because I think there's nothing else really like it out there. And it's a great book, and it was so nice to play with Tony, great player, now a good friend.
Tony got very lost. I remember having to go out in the car and try and find him when he came to the studio.
Yeah.
For quite a long period of time, I was out and about trying to locate him.
Were
you with him?
Me.
Were you together?
Possibly.
So you got a convertible Audi?
Romantically?
No, you haven't got a convertible Audi. Definitely not. I think you're thinking of a different Tony.
I'm sure people aren't really interested about you going and finding Tony. But
I literally found Paul, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We'd already met, but
I think after that, so after Ukulele...
When did we do the album?
We did the album first. Didn't
Me,
we?
My Uke and I.
Me, My Ukulele and I.
Oh. Yeah. Me, My Uke and I would have been better, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would have.
But then you've got a few other books as well, haven't you, on top of that?
So I self-published one of my own stuff. Yeah. And then...
Did we turn it down?
Well, I think that was during COVID, actually. So
it was,
you guys were very quiet on that. And then I did one with Mel Bay, Classical Gems. That was fun. Although it's quite difficult to work with someone in America when you're sort of getting things sort of come through to change things. With you guys, I can sort of do it face to face. But that was fun to do. And then we're on. So I think this is book 6.
Aren't Mel Bay Australian?
Yeah.
No, American Mel Bay.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not Mel Bay.
That's what
you're thinking of Mel Gibson.
No, you're thinking
Melbourne?
of something Bay in Home and Away.
Summer Bay.
Sandy Bay.
So this will be book. So the new one will be book 6.
Book 6.
The new one, which I believe went to print yesterday.
So that's the teaching and the writing.
That's the teaching and writing. So as a player, so you've also been gigging lots.
Yeah. So
tell us
when I put the book out, the beautiful thing about putting the book out, and the first book, it was incredibly excited. If anyone ever gets the opportunity to do it, it's like you feel like you've really. I felt like I'd achieved something, and you're going to leave something.
It is amazing.
It's a really, really special thing to do.
Yeah.
And then when people post online,
I've read books as well, Paul.
Yeah. Do you want to get that in? How many have you done?
Abby?
I have.
You got an autobiography in you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I actually wrote the lyrics for a song in a musical that you published.
Oh, there you go. Not a book, is it?
I didn't really use them.
I had to change them.
Yeah, I don't know how many books I've got.
Oh, right.
There is something
5, I think.
really nice about it, actually.
Yeah, it's all about me.
I sang at the Royal Festival Hall once.
By the way,
Snake Maltings.
I also play harmonica. I don't know if I mentioned that in
And
my
I
one.
sang on an
did you?
S Club 7 song in my school choir.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you actually sang on an S Club.
So you didn't include that in your musical journey.
Oh, I should know.
Right, back to Paul. So, yeah.
So then when the book came out, it gives you a certain sort of kudos. People think you know what you're doing because you've done a book.
Yeah.
So then people started sort of booking me for festivals and things like that.
You've got some coming up, haven't you?
I'm playing in Jersey for the Bracklesham ukulele weekends with George and Mandy.
When's that?
That's April 21st, I think.
He's actually got it right.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
yeah. And I'm really excited by that because Peter Moss, one of my favourite players, is playing.
We can't wait. We can't wait to come, can we, Abby?
You're
Yeah, I know.
coming, are you?
We can't
We're
wait.
going to have to drive. Is it a long drive? I won't be able to fly.
Do you know where Jersey is?
Yeah. I mean, it's a 9-hour ferry, but you know.
Or we get a wee bit seasick.
So yeah, looking forward to that. And George and Mandy from Opera Lely run it, and they also play, so that's really good. And then I've just been booked. We were talking about this last night. I've just been booked to play America next year, which is exciting.
Well, we're coming to that one. Whereabouts?
Yeah, Maryland. So this is.
Oh, they do cookies.
It's where the cookies
Yeah, I'm hoping that. I'm really hoping that actually. So that'll be exciting going there. That's kind of really when that phone rang, I was very very happy. So that's not till next year, but I'm really.
You have a
looking forward to it.
specific phone for.
It's a ukulele
Maryland
phone. It's a ukulele shaped phone. It just flashes like that. The bat phone's ringing.
Any other gigs?
Yeah, we've got one in Manchester, haven't we? No, is that the 29th?
29th of April,
29th
yes.
of April in Manchester.
At the Vale, just outside of Manchester. Get your tickets
Let's
now.
hope that this video goes out before the 29th of April, shall we?
But that's going to be really good fun because it's only the second gig we've done as Anarchy in the Ukulele, and our first sort of.
It was very much friends and family.
Yeah, friends and family, the last one, wasn't it? So that's going to be fun.
And you enjoy playing with the band because you don't have to worry about making any mistakes. You told me
Exactly, that's
yesterday.
what I love about it. So yeah, no one notices.
And he does not worry, does
I
he?
really don't worry.
Don't worry.
I really don't. And the focus is very much on you.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
nice.
isn't it? So
The
we're
one
very
person that doesn't generally play a ukulele.
much- yeah,
The band.
in the band, yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
brilliant.
Don't worry, I think it'll be on my stomach at the gig because I'll be
Yeah,
ridiculously
won't it?
pregnant.
Yeah, you will.
And so
If any midwives fancy coming to that gig, it
yeah,
might
that's
be
not a bad
handy.
idea. Yeah,
might
yeah.
be useful. Where do you see where's your ukulele journey going now?
Yeah, that's interesting as well because I think
Have you
books-
peaked?
I've over peaked, to be honest. Yeah,
2015 he peaked.
yeah, yeah. I did. So the diploma I've got is an AVCM. There's one higher. There's an LVCM, licentiate, I think.
I've got that one
Have you got that?
in
So-
ukulele. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think you have. I don't think anyone's got it in the UK.
I
Actually,
know I have.
He did it in America.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did it in a day.
Banged it out in a day. I might do that, but I don't know. I think we're, as a group, sort of going more down the doing stuff online. It's hard to make money out of books, isn't it? Now, it really is. So,
It is quite hard. Yeah.
I think we'll sort of do more stuff, sort of tutoring online, and then
Yeah, we've got lots of plans for the channel.
yeah,
which is cool.
Yeah, and then. I mean, the whole America thing's very exciting. So hopefully, someone in Hawaii will book me for the next gig.
Well, we're
That would
definitely
be
coming to
nice.
that one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought you would. Or Japan, anyway, like that.
Yeah,
That would
that
be
would
nice.
be nice, wouldn't it?
So really, just carrying on with what I'm doing, carrying on with what we're doing, because it's fun. It's
fun.
the best way in the world to make a living.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's quite amazing making a living out of a ukulele, isn't it?
Well, I met
When
up
you,
with
when
some-
you think about
Yeah,
it.
it is. I met up with some school friends recently. We all went to see The Cure, and one of them didn't know what I did, and he said, "You can honestly make a living playing the ukulele." I don't know whether he meant me specifically,
Yeah.
but you can, or just in general. And it is weird that you can do that.
I like that he's got hopes for Japan. They could have Jake, or they could fly Paul all the way in from England.
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
Oh, why not? Okay,
not?
right. Favourite ukulele player?
Lowitz.
Favourite ukulele.
Yeah.
Can I just say, before I answer that, Lowitz is my favourite player. If you get a chance to check him out, absolutely stunning. But I'd also put my favourite arranger is Colin Tribe.
Yeah. You love a bit of Colin,
I
don't
love
you?
a bit of Colin. And
You in the tribe?
yeah.
Why has he not got that? Or
I
is
don't
he
know.
another tribe?
You're welcome. I'll take
Yeah,
a percentage
you
of
should
that.
do. His stuff, I think his stuff was really instrumental in my journey to begin with, because I happened upon his stuff. And I mean, you've heard me play I nearly said Sweet Child of Mine, My Sweet Lord. And his arrangement, every time I play it, I think, how have you done that? How have you worked out? Because he's very much like lead and rhythm at the same time. And the stuff he does is phenomenal. So he was a big influence. Favourite ukulele is the one you bought me.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Fly. Although I also love my Leo because they scrawled my name on it, which was nice.
I mean, we tried, but we couldn't get through
you
the
couldn't be
gloss.
bothered.
It's got a really thick gloss on it.
I like my Leo as well, but yeah, the flight's beautiful. So both of those two.
Okay, you can do one thing in the ukulele world before you die. What's it going to be? Could be an album, it could be a book, it could be a gig. Got one thing. What's it going to be?
Gig in Hawaii, a paid gig where someone rings you up and says, "We'll fly you over." That would be.
We'll get on it.
Oh I'm all for Hawaii.
That phone ringing. No,
because I always think whenever anybody pays you to do it, when you sit there and you play and you think, "Wow, these people have paid to listen to me do what I love." It's such an honour, and I'm so grateful to anyone who comes to watch me. And then when someone's willing to pay you to go somewhere, it's you I feel blessed that someone's willing to do that.
Don't cry.
Oh God, squeeze a tear out.
Squeeze a tear out. Yeah, you won't break me.
No.
Paul, you cried 3 times this morning.
That's because you weren't there. As soon as you arrived, I stopped crying. Actually, interesting story. So when the last gig I did at Bracklesham, people won't know this, but I started crying in the middle. I was playing a piece. I was playing Only You by Yazoo, which played out on the ukulele, and I had a bit of tear in my eye because I was sitting there thinking, this is just brilliant. These people are hopefully enjoying it, and I'm so happy. Now, I did genuinely start crying in the middle. No one knows because I'm manned here.
That's what you get when you book Paul.
Yeah,
you get full on emotions.
Yeah, I didn't break down and stop playing or anything.
You just had a single.
Yeah, if you want to book him, contact Anarchy. Hello at AnarchyInTheUkulele.com.
We'll take a cut.
We just take £20,000.
£1,000, and you guarantee I'll cry.
We'll do it for 20%, won't we?
Well, P.Man gently weeps.
I don't know what's happening.
What was that?
I was trying to do While My Guitar Gently Weeps, make it a bit ukulele, but I just replaced guitar with P.Man instead.
You came up with a good name for me yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah. Paolo Man Solo. Works on so many levels. He likes it because it sounds like Han Solo. Because he plays solo. Because he's a man.
And it's got P in it.
And it's got Mansell in it.
Yeah.
He really enjoyed it.
Should we bring this to an end?
Yeah.
So good ukulele journey.
Yeah,
really good. It's been a fun 7 years, and it's been, a lot of it's been,
Come on, gush.
No, I was going to say it's been because of you, but we've had a laugh, haven't we? And we continue to have a laugh. And
have we, or is this work?
Yeah, it's kind of fun, isn't it? What we do, and it's nice.
We are very two-faced.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if I'd have signed with Berkeley, I'd be a lot better off. I'd have been like a superstar.
Might financially, but not spiritually.
Or emotionally.
All that's left for me to say is, Paul Mansell, this is your life.
Oh.
Let's bring out his family and friends again.
Could they not make it?
No, they couldn't make it.
Never mind. That's hot. Where's that been?
That's my baby.
Oh, bless, yeah. Oh, thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching.
Please don't forget to like.
Is it ring the bell? Is it subscribe?
Yes. And ring the bell. What
that was excellent.
But he's
our little
Right, cool. How long was that? That seemed like a long time.
The Ascension of the Lord. Pentecost Sunday.